Science is often a physical grind. For decades, the process of discovery has relied on human researchers carefully formulating hypotheses, pipetting chemicals, and repeating those trial and error cycles over and over until a breakthrough happens. Then came systems that dramatically accelerated the math. Under Demis Hassabis, DeepMind developed AlphaFold, an AI tool that accurately predicted how proteins fold, a problem that used to cost biologists years of manual labor to solve for a single structure. This chart shows the exact alignment between experimental reality, the green ribbons, and computational predictions, the blue ribbons. The machine matched the physical world with near-perfect precision. Despite that precision, AlphaFold did not decide to study proteins on its own. Humans framed the specific problem. The machine simply calculated the answer. It is a highly effective tool, but it lacks the agency required to conduct original research. Now, researchers are chasing a different objective. They are trying to build autonomous systems that execute the entire loop: literature review, hypothesis generation, experimentation, and analysis, without any human steering. This transition requires engineering agents that manage the research cycle independently, rather than software that simply follows a user's instructions. To pull this off, developers are moving towards agentic workflows. Instead of answering a single text prompt, the AI acts as a manager, dividing a complex research project among a network of specialized subprograms. You assign one agent to be the researcher, another to act as the coder, and a third to play the critic. They continuously iterate, write code, spot errors in each other's work, and refine their approach without human intervention. A company called Sakana AI applied this architecture directly to machine learning research, creating a project literally named the AI Scientist. You give it a broad starting point, and it brainstorms ideas, executes the code, runs the tests, generates plots, and writes a complete, formatted academic paper. The computing cost to generate one full manuscript is roughly $15. In late 2024, they submitted completely AI-generated papers to the blind, human peer review process of the ICLR Computer Science Workshop. One of those manuscripts scored high enough to be accepted. This happened in a narrow domain, essentially AI studying AI. But it proved that the intellectual cycle of drafting, testing, and reviewing research can be executed end-to-end by software. Digital sandboxes are only the first step. Proving a new chemical reaction or validating a drug requires a lab in the loop, a system that forces the AI to test its hypotheses against physical reality. This is where physical automation enters the picture. Projects like Carnegie Mellon's Cost Scientist and Berkeley's A-Lab are moving the AI brain out of the computer and into the laboratory. These autonomous agents are physically wired into modern cleanrooms. They command robotic arms, liquid handlers, and testing equipment directly. When the AI determines a novel compound to test, it commands the hardware to mix the physical reagents. Once complete, sensors feed data back. If the reaction failed, the agent automatically adjusts its formula and tells the robotic arm to run the next variation. The results are concrete. Google's AI co-scientist successfully flagged novel drug candidates for liver fibrosis, while Berkeley's system accurately predicted, synthesized, and analyzed 41 entirely new inorganic materials over a span of just 17 days. There are no shifts to schedule, no sleep required, and no manual pipetting. The experimental loop happens at the speed of electricity rather than the speed of human movement. By connecting an autonomous digital brain to mechanical arms, researchers have turned physical laboratories into continuous discovery engines. Yet, even with these leaps in speed, an AI has not independently deduced something on the scale of continental drift or special relativity. This highlights the current limit of the technology, the epistemic gap. AI agents are highly effective at running procedural steps, but they remain poor at forming the deep causal theories that explain why something happens. What they lack is scientific intuition. Executing an experiment is a matter of logic, but knowing which anomaly is actually a profound discovery and deciding which questions are even worth asking remains a uniquely human judgment. If left completely unchecked, these systems can generate highly plausible nonsense. An LLM might write a paper that reads flawlessly while quietly hallucinating equations. Science requires surviving contact with reality, and reality grades on a curve made of concrete. The immediate future is a state of collaborative autonomy. The human researcher acts as the architect, providing the judgment and setting the goals, while the AI operates as a tireless apprentice, running the physical and digital loops. We are arriving at a point where the bottleneck in science is no longer the time it takes to run an experiment. The new bottleneck is having enough human bandwidth to validate the sheer volume of hypotheses these systems produce. By managing the procedural and physical loop, these systems allow a single human mind to coordinate the experimental output of an entire research institution.